Hey guys, and welcome to another part of this co-op mission making. I decided to change the format a bit. I'm not gonna most likely do these 1 hour or 2 hour long streams where I'm just gonna stream everything I do. And I decided to just show some important things or just highlight something unusual instead of just trying to make a nice looking base, slowly changing few numbers to balance it. So more of short videos, I might put them together and upload them as one, or maybe upload them single. I'll decide that later. You will see anyway how this video is long. So last thing we had, if I remember correctly, since it was a while since I was working on that, was to have this carrier with units moving into positions and start building air units for you, and you need to use the air units to destroy this UEF base. And since it wouldn't be me if I didn't make it impossible or really hard, since I've put like cruisers and everything on a patrol and attacks, so I've decided to also add not just carrier, so you have only air units, but also a Tempest. But then I had to solve the issue that Tempest cannon is way too strong, and it would pretty much handle all the attacks that this T2 base could send on it. So I've solved that as well. So I'm just gonna quickly show you how this looks. Okay, so we are in a script on populate function, so this is happening at the very beginning. So I had the carrier here, that's already done, and you saw that. So just a few things I've added. So Tempest, spawning it, and then hiding the main turret, and also disabling the gun. So like the turret is still there. I guess the things can hit it. It's just not shown, so it's invisible, but that's good enough for us. And if you're wondering like where did I found it, well, everything's possible if you look through the code, but I remembered that there were some survival map where you were escorting Monkey Lord through the map, and the Monkey Lord was without the main gun. It was called Survival Escape, so I found it and looked how it's done. So you can see this part, hide the bone, which is hiding the turrets, these two, and disabling the main gun. So that's pretty much what I did. There's on Monkey Lord it's called center turret. On Tempest it's just called turret, and if you don't know which it is, you can always look into the blueprint of the unit. So this is blueprint of Tempest, and here in weapons, usually the first one is the main one, but you can find it easily. Oblivion cannon, so it's definitely that one. So main gun, and now yeah, turret bone, yeah, turret muzzle, so found it there. So easy to make it work, and as a result it looks like this. So Tempest that can build things, all we need, and without the main gun torpedoes still work, so not a problem with that. Maybe if I need later I can also change the damage on carrier AA and those torpedoes. I will see how it goes, but I guess that won't be really needed, since this first part should not take that long as it takes right now. So I guess I will need to make less units patrolling and not so heavy defenses, so you can finish it, I don't know, in like 20 minutes max, 30 minutes, something like that. So that will be next thing to do. Balance it a bit. As you can see, there's way too many units, cruises, destroys and everything. So I will work on that, and once that is done and bit balanced, then we can move to another part, which will be spawning order ACU and player ACU and start building base. So I will need to, since I wanted to make it at least for 2 players, so well, not the first part, it's gonna be just for 1 player, but we can handle that. So 1 player is gonna be a Seraphim for sure, and the other player, if you're playing with someone, then second player is gonna be order Aeon, which will spawn somewhere over here. I have the base ready here for the AI, so if there's if you're playing alone, you will play with AI, so I will need to make this a nice looking base that I will move there later to make AI to build it from the scratch, which is always a challenge. So gonna be working on that, and I will show some basics how it's done, and then make it work properly later. And you don't need to watch me derping there, just doing million playtests if it's working right or not. So setting that and then deciding what to do next with the missions. There is already some UF base to take out, but need to think more about it. I want to include some other things, but I will let you know later. So I guess that will be all for now. If you have any questions about this or just Coop in general, you can ask and I'll try to answer them in the next video. You may have noticed the professional cut I just did, aka 0 fucks given, and just continuing, since I've decided to put it in 1 video, it would be too short. I've made some progress in last few days, so let's see. Loading. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure what was the last thing I did, but I guess I was planning to do some Tempest stuff, some unit building. So now I have the Tempest here, it's moving on location with the carrier, should be really soon. Okay, releasing units, and they are put on a patrol. Also some navy is given to the player with cruiser, because I don't want to make it way too long. I've also, let's reveal it, reduced the number of units here. It might not look like that right now, but yeah, I've reduced it a lot, mainly cruisers. If I check, now it's 5 cruisers, it used to be like 10. So Carrier and Tempest both building units. Can look at the build queue, just destroyer, some frigates and a boat, which is kinda useless, but when I actually tried it, it wasn't completely useless. It could kill few air units, so better than nothing. I guess this cruiser is gonna be the biggest help to the player, and I also have secondary objective to keep that cruiser alive, which is not shown right now because I have debug mode on, so it's not assigning those objective, else it's working. So main objective to protect these 2 factories, and secondary to cruiser. So now it should take much less time to build it. I managed to build it in 25 minutes, which I found a bit too long, so made it easier. And now with the cruiser it should be much easier. Let's see, still a few destroyers here, but with better range on Aeon destroyers, it should not be that super hard. Also, this is hard difficulty, and on easy and medium difficulty there's gonna be a T3 sonar part right here, so you will pretty much have a sonar in this radius, so killing all those patrolling units without a bigger issue once you scout them. So that's it, and since that I've moved slowly to another part. and I guess I can show you what's gonna happen. I have this debug function to kill all the units, kill all the UF units. I guess I can show you. It's I have it at the bottom on Control F4. If mission number is 1, then get list of units, all units of UEF, and kill them. Which reminds me, I think mission number, I might have some, yeah, there should be mission number. Okay, but it's for later. So you can do this on Control F4. It should be assigned key somewhere in these debug functions on Control F4. So obviously Control F4. So if you didn't change these default debug keys, it should be there. So easy way to skip to another part of the mission. So older ACU spawning in, and where the fuck is it walking? And player ACU as well. Let's see. Some temporary names. Not sure why it walked there. It was the first time it did. That's interesting. And it will start to build the Aeon base, which is already in place. And some, obviously these units would be somewhere over here most likely, and I guess yeah, I will need to put orders on any remaining players units to move on map. For example, these are still patrolling here since I didn't touch them at all, so we'll need to solve that. And see, yes, there are 2 move orders, one is for the carrier, one for the Tempest. So removing those build locations, so it's not building anymore, and moving it towards the base. And now I will have to solve that, so the Tempest and carrier starts building units once again when it's in place. Because I have a really nice function to build carriers from the factories, move it into place and start producing units. But I want to place 2 carriers here for the order, so that would be easy way to do it. But since I have 1 carrier already moving in, and if I just build 2, then I would have 3, 2 in 1 spot, and I don't want that, so somehow I need to solve that. With the Tempest, it's gonna be a bit easier since this one is without the gun. So at some point I'm just gonna Control K to build a new one. So that's not bothering me too much. And next I will show you how this base is being built in the code, what you need to do with that, and then I will spend some time balancing it and also making it more efficient so it builds the base as fast as possible and start producing units. And meanwhile the carrier and Tempest should produce enough units, so priority maxes since ACU is already with resource allocation, T3 and some sensors, which is just enough. Omni range is enough, so hopefully player is not gonna steal these 2 maxes to AI, else it's not gonna build too much just with 2 maxes and resource allocation. But there are 5 maxes for players, so it should be enough. Okay, so this is not done that much, so you can pause that. And let's have a look at the code, what I did. So let's see if I forgot something here to show you. Moving carrier, Tempest, yeah, moving sonar, so only if difficulty is 1 or 2, which is easy or medium, then spawn the sonar and move it to the map together with the fleet. Nothing too complicated. Rest is same. Let's see, nothing new here. And yeah, once those primary objectives gets assigned, there's a trigger like 20 seconds to assign the objective to protect the cruiser you got, since that's the only one you will get at the first part. So why not you put an objective on that, just secondary. Okay, and now moving to mission 2 once you destroy the base. So spawning ACU, first trying to spawn a Co-op 1 player, since that's gonna be the older player. If Co-op player is not there, then instead of that, spawning order. So I have a global variable use order AI, which I'm gonna use a few more times later for everything that AI should do instead of Co-op player. And then Co-op player 3, which is gonna be, well, maybe support a commander for the order if it's there. If not, then just gonna be order AI with ACU. Well, maybe if I feel like that, I can also add the ACU to order AI as well, so it builds the base even faster. I'll think about it. So then removing those build locations from Carrier and Tempest, clear commands so it stops building, and moving them into positions, which are these two markers. Okay, I don't want to move that. What else do I have? So the base, so it starts working. Now, yeah, this is, I think default value is about 15 or something like that, so it doesn't build that fast. So I saw this in a 5th FA mission where Fletcher is building the base from the scratch to put it on 6, so just copy paste it from there. And now, kind of important thing, trigger when air factory is built, when it's upgraded to T3. I'm gonna scroll down to that. So which means first the AI is building storages with this max, and then it goes to this factory, and once it's built, it puts the ACU on assist till it's T3, so it can start building engines faster and start building everything else faster. So just issue guard on that T1 factory. Once it's on the T3, which was the second trigger up there, then clear commands, and then the AI will take care of it and continue building the base. And now I have prepared another trigger once it's built T1 naval factory, since I'm using normal HQ factory and 2 support factories, so I can't build support factories directly, so I wanna HQ to be upgraded as fast as possible and then build the support factories. So once it also builds the HQ for naval, the ACU is gonna go assist it till it's T3, and then it's gonna do a similar thing with the land factory. That's not coded yet, so that's what the ACU is doing. And what else? Yeah, now I wanted to show the base, how that's being built. So normally I guess I can show it in the UEF base. So it looks like this. To initiate the base, difficulty tables, that means that there are 3 difficulties for the base, and there's just one group with, and all the structures are in it, and it spawns the group depending on difficulty. But if you wanna, and also start non-zero base, which means that it should spawn it, but we don't want to use that, since we have in this case we have empty base, and the AI we'll need to build it from the scratch. So now there's not just one group and everything would be in that, but we need to kinda show it what to build first, which is quite easy. You just put the different buildings into different groups and give them priority depending in which order you want to build them. So if I switch back to armies and order base, so now I have order mass 1, which is the highest priority. Those are 4 storages. Then mass 2, which is the T3 max. I'm making the storages first because I think there's gonna be that wreck. So once it's reclaiming, it will have already some storages to store that mass in, and can build the max faster, since I'm not really giving it too many resources. Maybe once those 4 storages are built, I can just fill them using the script, so it has enough initial mass to not be too behind, because there's no really easy way to make it reclaim quickly something in a range and then continue building. At least not now, and right now I don't know how to code it easily. That might be for the future. So just putting now those buildings into different groups in order how I want to build them. So it's nothing difficult, just need some time to figure out the right order how I want to build things, and then occasionally a few triggers as I showed on the ACU to assist it once some building is upgraded. So that's the part I'm gonna do now, which you don't need to see since that's boring and not showing anything new. And after that I will need to decide what to do with the rest of the mission, since I have this VF base, but I think it's way too developed and might want to put there some less developed base and maybe Cybern on this island, which will be next priority, and maybe some important building which will be the main objective of the mission, either on this island or this island. I will decide it later, maybe even the top one, so it's longer mission, but that will pretty much depend on the ideas I will come up with and if someone helps me with that. And I guess that's all what I wanted to show for now. I guess I'm gonna put this into one video with the previous one, so this will be one part, and once I have something more interesting or more ideas how to continue with the mission, then I will record another one to show you. So I hope you learned something, and leave a comment, and see you in other one.